Alumni on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can learn all about the Clemson Alumni Association at clemson.edu/alumni. Congratulations on receiving your Clemson ring, and go Tigers!
Tell me where is the road I can call my own, that I left, that I lost so long ago. All these years I have wandered, oh, when will I know there's a road that will lead me home. After wind, after rain, when the dark is done, as I wake from a dream in the gold of day, through the air there's a calling from far away. There's a voice I can hear that will lead me home. Rise up, follow me, come away, is the call, with the love in your heart as the only song. There is no such beauty as where you belong. Rise up, follow me, I will lead you
My thoughts often wander through these upper South Carolina hills that shelter the university that forms a common bond for many thousands of people who have studied here, or taught here, or worked here. There's something in these hills that has touched every one of them, something that has rubbed off on them in varying degrees, something that is built within the breasts of all Clemson men and women, an enduring spark akin to an eternal pride. There's something in these hills. It was here when a handful of fledgling faculty members greeted a relatively small band of 446 students more than 100 years ago. That was shortly after convict labor had completed an administration building and clock tower that still dominate these Blue Ridge foothills with a timelessness and serenity that impart inspiration and strength anew each time they are looked upon. There's something in these hills that has endeared itself to an endless procession of administrators, teachers, students, secretaries, and workmen. Hundreds of names pass through my consciousness, names of people who gave selflessly of themselves to build the institution nestled here, and who at one and the same time mined the priceless something the hills contain, and returned to them still more of it. There's something in these hills, and from them we have drawn the power to transcend the stresses and strains that tug away to make things come unglued in these disquieting times. The power to cut through such modern concepts and such modern facts as generation gaps, communication gaps, and ideological gaps. There's something in these hills that has bound together a man of over 90 and a woman under 20. Something that has given them a common ground on which to stand and a start toward bridging and eliminating any gap or any stress or any strain that might try to make unglued whatever they seek for themselves as they move out of these hills into the mountains, the plains, the oceans, the forests, the skies, and the storms of life. There is something in these hills that you and I can't define and others can't understand. A wave of warmth always surges through me when outsiders say, I don't know what it is about you Clemson people, but your undying love for Clemson is admired by everyone I know. There's something in these hills, and I suspect that's what it is. The ability of an institution through the unending dedication and greatness of its people, its administration, its faculty, its staff, its students, and alumni to impart to all it touches a respect, an admiration, an affection that stands firm in disquieting times, when things around it give impressions of coming unglued. There is something in these hills that brings together and binds together and holds together
men and women of all persuasions,
of all heights, sizes, weights, and cultural backgrounds.
Something that cuts across every difference, spans every gap, penetrates every wall.
Something that makes a man or a woman stand taller, feel better, and say with a high pride to all within earshot,
I went to Clemson.
Well, good morning and happy Halloween. I can't tell you how excited I am to welcome you to the 2021 Fall Ring Ceremony. My name is Jack McLeod, and I'm the president of the Clemson Student Alumni Association and the Student Alumni Council. It is an honor to be with each of you today as you participate in one of Clemson's greatest traditions. This past year and a half has been none like we have ever experienced. As students, faculty, staff, and families, we have faced challenges that you are beyond anything you could have ever imagined. We became virtual students and learned to navigate social distancing. We have worked together and leaned on each other during a time of uncertainty. We have learned the importance of showing our love and support to all of our fellow classmates, friends, our beloved Clemson family, and the entire country. We have joined together as one voice to show the world that we are committed as a university, a community, and a family to uplifting, supporting, and encouraging one another during these difficult times. Our generation will be forever unique and even more strongly united for all that this last year and a half has placed in our path. That is why this ring and this ceremony is so important. Placing the Clemson ring on your finger today not only signifies that you are close to graduation, it is a forever reminder of your time, your life, your experiences while you were here on Clemson's campus. It will also serve as a connection to the many alumni you will come to know throughout your life after you have crossed a future stage to receive your Clemson diploma. It will forever connect you to Clemson and to each other, and it will forever remind you of this day. We are honored to have so many special guests with us, from all of you students receiving your Clemson ring and families who have joined us for this special occasion. To our guest speakers, who will provide a glimpse to what the Clemson ring means to the entire Clemson family. First, please join me in welcoming the members of our distinguished stage party. Our University President, Dr. Jim Clemens. Interim Vice President and Dean of Students, Dr. Chris Miller. President of the Clemson Alumni Association, Mr. Greg Morton. And Executive Director of the Clemson Alumni Association, Mr. Will Brasington. Thank you. And now, I'd like to invite our Master of Ceremonies for the morning, Mr. Will Brasington, to come forward to begin our program. Will is a member of the class of 2000, and as just mentioned, he is the Executive Director of the Clemson Alumni Association. Please welcome Mr. Will Brasington.
Well, good morning and welcome. It's great to be with each of you here this Halloween Sunday morning, and it's a privilege to be joined together to participate in this ring ceremony. Today is a very special day. This past year and a half has been a journey for each of us, to say the least, and our team at the Clemson Alumni Association, along with our Student Alumni Council, have been working diligently to create for you today's memorable experience. To our students, you have created memories that you will hold dear for the rest of your life. And today, we celebrate a remarkable milestone in your Clemson journey, you joining our more than 169,000 living alumni around the world by becoming the proud recipients of the Clemson Ring. And to the parents and guests of those being honored today, we thank you for taking the time to travel here to experience this special moment for our students. The Clemson Alumni Association is proud to sponsor the ring ceremony as part of our ongoing mission to celebrate and enhance that connection and to serve and enable all who love Clemson to remain actively involved in the advancement of our university. The association brings together alumni of all ages, all races, all geographies to keep their flame for Clemson alive and glowing. And we do this through events, get-togethers, various activities, and regular communications so that alumni always feel part of the Clemson family. Our mission is to keep all members of the family engaged in, informed about, and excited and inspired by all that is happening with Clemson and with our alumni. And of particular importance to those of you who are approaching graduation, the Alumni Association provides an array of services and networking opportunities to help our recent graduates begin their careers. More than anything, your Clemson Alumni Association unites all those who proudly wear the Clemson ring in celebrating our special kinship. Speaking of wearing the ring, I'd like to take this moment to congratulate two of our newest and most special ring wearers, our President and First Lady, Jim and Beth Clements, you see, both were recently named honorary alumni by the Clemson Alumni Association, and just a few weeks ago were presented with their very own Clemson rings. Jim and Beth are true Clemson Tigers and richly deserve this honor. They're the perfect fit for our loyal and passionate alumni family. Nothing symbolizes that connection we share more beautifully or more powerfully than the Clemson ring. And over time, the Clemson ring has changed just a little, but its tradition has always remained the same, and now you are part of that tradition. To highlight the special history of our Clemson ring, which dates all the way back to the first graduating class in 1896, I invite you to please enjoy the following video.
Your ring tells a story of the journey you took to get here, the dreams, the sacrifices, the grit. Your ring tells a story of opportunity, of newly opened doors. Your key, a game changer, a career starter, a conduit to success. Your ring tells a story of legacy, the history of those who came before you. those who dared to be extraordinary in their pursuit of excellence. Your ring tells a story of selfless service, of wars fought and battles won, the thousands of bold men and women who risked it all and didn't hesitate to do so. Your ring tells a story of the dreamers and doers, the ones who dare to change the status quo, the students who become professionals, the interns who become experts, the leaders who become heroes. Your ring tells a story of kinship, of an unspoken bond. This is what family feels like. Our alma mater runs deep. This unwavering connectedness survives in a world that can easily divide us. Who shall separate us now? No one. Your ring tells a story of the person wearing it now, and the person wearing it 100 years ago. A lifelong network of family. Your ring tells a story of humble beginnings. The first ring formed and cut in 1896. The evolution of this small but mighty silver and gold torus. The updates, the upgrades, the tributes, the honor, the eagle of peace, the palmetto, the star, the hope. Dum spiro spero spes. As long as you have breath, you can fight on. Your ring tells a story of Clemson pride, of homegrown glory, unstoppable Tigers, of championships won and victories to come. Your ring tells your story, your journey to get here, your blueprint for success. Your ring is your family, your link to the past, present, and future of Clemson. Your friends, your classmates, your people. It's so much more than a ring. It's your story, a part of who you are. It is your part of our story. Wear it with pride. Tiger pride.
Good morning. My name is Sarah Trarik, and I'm Vice President of the Student Alumni Association and Student Alumni Council. As a Clemson student and representative of the student body, it is my pleasure to join you on such a special occasion. As a group, we have overcome so much. We faced the highest of highs and lowest of lows. Yet we have bonded together as a family in solidarity and love. And today, we will strengthen that bond by joining together in the Clemson Ring. Along with graduation, this will be one of the most important moments of your college career. I hope you will cherish it as much as I know I will when I receive my ring today. The last year and a half has brought uncertainty to whether we could join for an occasion like this, and I'm so happy we made it. We wouldn't be here today without the faithful leadership of the president of our alma mater. President Clements has had a major impact on this great university in service to students, to faculty and staff, and to alumni everywhere. He is nationally recognized voice in higher education who is leading Clemson to unprecedented levels of achievement. Since he joined Clemson, applications have increased from 19,000 in 2013 to more than a record 47,000 this year. And during that same time period, research expenditures have increased by $78 million, topping $229 million last year. Student success measures, such as retention rates and graduation rates, are at all-time highs. He has helped to raise more than $1.2 billion for our students and faculty, and the university has invested $1 billion in new construction. And he and First Lady Beth Clements are two of our newest honorary alumni. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Dr. Jim Clements.
Thank you, Sarah, for that wonderful introduction, and congratulations on receiving your ring today. Good morning, go Tigers. Come on, this is celebration. Good morning, go Tigers. And happy Halloween to all of you, and thank you all for being here for this very special ceremony. I'm honored to be here on this very special day for your ring ceremony. And I can tell you that this is absolutely one of my most favorite events. Will you please help me thank Jack McLeod and Sarah Trarig for their service as President and Vice President of the Student Alumni Council. And thank you to our undergraduate student body president, William Reinert. Would you please help me thank him for his leadership? I appreciate their leadership and the important work that they do. I also want to thank the chairs for the ring ceremony, Jules Lewis and Grant Wilkins, and all others who helped them. I know they did a lot of work planning this wonderful event to make it special for you. Would you please help me thank them? And thank you to Will Brazington, Executive Director of the Alumni Association, and Greg Morton, President of the Alumni Association. Would you please help me thank them? So the ring ceremony is indeed another great Clemson tradition, and it's always special. But this year for me is even more special. As Will mentioned, my wife and I were recently named honorary alum, and we were presented with our own Clemson rings at a very surprise event. So Beth and I were both really humbled and honored to be named honorary alumni, and we will wear our rings with great pride as members of the alumni family. So this is actually my first ring ceremony when I can wear my own Clemson ring as I present you with your rings. So you know, rings are really important things. They have a very tangible value, as you will see in the video later in the ceremony about my good friend Colonel Ben Skardon. But rings also have great symbolic value. The ring that I wear every day symbolizes the commitment that my wife and I made on our wedding day almost 31 years ago. My wedding ring symbolizes the birth of a new family, my family. In a similar way, your Clemson ring symbolizes an important rite of passage for you. And today is an important milestone in your journey here at Clemson. For many of you, that journey started right here, right in this room, right in this Coliseum with freshman convocation, when I had the chance to welcome you to Clemson. And it will continue when we meet again at your graduation, when you receive your diploma. But what does this day, Ring Day, actually signify? First, it means that you have successfully completed at least 90 credits of academic work towards earning your degree. So please pat yourselves on the back. You're doing a great job. And it's quite an accomplishment at one of the best public universities in the country. So about 3/4 of your college career is now behind you, and the end is in sight. Second, it means that you have chosen a major field of study and a career path that you will follow. Your future beyond Clemson as an independent, self-sufficient adult is taking shape. Parents, I know that you are happy about that, and we thank you for your support. Finally, many of you will leave this ring ceremony absolutely determined to make the very best use of every single minute you have left at this great university. I felt that way during my senior year in college, and I know that you will too. Savor the time. Enjoy every minute of it. Use it wisely and make it meaningful. You will never have a better chance to learn so much from so many diverse people as you have on this campus. Wear your ring with great pride and with the understanding that upon graduation you will join a family of nearly 170,000 alumni worldwide. This is an opportunity, but it's also a responsibility. You will be ambassadors for Clemson wherever you go. Your ring will be a conversation starter, and trust me, it will open doors for you. Soon you will add your story to the ring stories that you will hear today. So I'll end by saying it's truly an honor for me to present you with your Clemson ring, especially this year, because we've overcome so many hurdles just to be able to gather here today. So congratulations to all of you. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of your journey at Clemson. May God bless you all, and go Tigers!
Well, good morning, and hello, my fellow Tigers. My name is William Reiner, and I currently serve as undergraduate student body president and also a member of the Student Alumni Council. I'm honored to be here with you all today during this monumental time in your Clemson story. The Clemson Rings stands for many things, and as you will shortly see, has even saved a life. At this point, you're on the back end of your college career. You're finishing up projects, wrapping up classes, and making those final memories that will last a lifetime. You will soon experience firsthand how far Clemson education can take you and how much your Clemson ring can mean to you. I'd like to take a moment to tell you about my story and why my Clemson ring will mean so much to me. Like many, my Clemson journey started long before I was born. My parents met while they were students here, and for our entire lives, they shared with me and my brother and sister how special that time was when they were students. I grew up just down the road in Anderson, South Carolina, and what started as a chance meeting between my grandfather and a man named Bill Davidson at a flea market in Williamson, South Carolina, would create a life-changing moment for my entire family. During that meeting, the two became fast friends, and my grandfather shared with Mr. Davidson that he had a daughter attending Clemson. Before they departed, Mr. Davidson invited him and my family to a tailgate outside the Memorial Stadium, where my family would become an extension of the Davidson family for the next 35 years. This tailgate began a love for Clemson I could not understand. Every time we drove onto Clemson, I could feel the excitement building. I was head over heels for the spirit, the athletics, the joy of Clemson. My favorite times were in Little John Coliseum. As a child, I had the unique pleasure of watching the Tigers play behind the man I call my personal hero, President Emeritus Jim Parker. Even though I was a young child, he would greet me, cheer with me, and help me see how special Clemson really was. This campus was a safe haven. That is, until my brother decided Clemson was where he was going to go to school. Now, don't get me wrong, my older brother Samuel and I are the best of friends, but we are so much alike, and I was committed on making my own path. I was convinced I was going to Georgetown or Georgia, but neither of those were the place for me. I tried everything I could not to follow in my brother's footsteps, but nowhere felt right. My mom was convinced the only place for me was Clemson and gave me the drive I needed to complete my application. So the night before the application deadline, I submitted it and would be so glad that I did. I found out I was accepted, and I decided it was the only place I felt comfortable with, so I might as well give it a try. In fact, I wasn't really happy about it. I was actually pretty miserable about having to come to Clemson. Most students will tell you they have this moment when they are on campus on their tour where they just know that this is home. I hadn't had that moment, and I didn't know if I would as I went through the motions of move-in. It wasn't until convocation that I had this Clemson moment. It wasn't the exciting content of convocation itself that hit me, but it was the first time that I sang the alma mater as a student. No matter how many times I sung it before, it was shocking to me how instantaneously I was struck by a love for Clemson I never even felt as a child. I suddenly found myself reflecting on all the times I had been in Little John and celebrating Clemson with my family. I was absolutely in love, and I just could not deny it. And since that day, that moment of serenity has inspired me to do everything I could to be involved and make a difference. Hopefully, I can leave Clemson a better place than I found it. No, I don't have my ring just yet, but I am getting it today with you all. But I know that when I get my ring, it will serve as a symbol to me and my memories at Clemson University. It will forever be an example of the men and women that came before me. It will be a reminder of all the sacrifices my mother, my father, and my grandfather made for me so I could be in the position I am in today. It will be a symbol of connection I have with my parents and my siblings, since we all five will be graduates of Clemson with my sister starting this fall. And most importantly, it will be a reminder that I am forever connected to a family that extends far beyond my own flesh and blood. The Clemson ring does not care about your race, your religion, or your personal beliefs because it serves one purpose. It binds Clemson Tigers together as one united family. Despite the different stories that are attached to each individual Clemson ring, I know that they all have one thing in common. They are worn by Clemson Tigers. Soon, your ring will hold a special place in your heart too. Always cherish your ring, as it is the greatest example of the bond between those who have graduated from Clemson. It will forever connect you to your Clemson family and will open up doors for you wherever you may go. I will forever be loyal to Clemson, and I will always be proud to wear my ring. and I know you will too. Very soon, you will hear the story of Colonel Ben Skardon, a member of Clemson's class of 1938. Following a distinguished military career, he returned to Clemson as professor of English. During that second career, Clemson students selected him as the Alumni Master Teacher in 1977, and in 2002, he received the Alumni Association's highest award for distinguished service. Today, we are honored to have the opportunity to hear his amazing story and how his Clemson ring literally saved his life.
I have a World War II story concerning my ring, and it involved also 2 Clemson graduates. It had to do with my incarceration in a Japanese prison camp. The Bataan Death March occurred at the surrender of the American Filipino forces in April of 1942 on the Bataan Peninsula, which is off of the big island of Luzon, the largest island in the Philippine archipelago. Now, we started out on the march, and it soon became very plain to us there's a certain amount of terror in what's going on, because you saw people getting clubbed with a rifle, punched with a bayonet, and so we soon realized, look, as we made the march, that the guards were looking for rings, watches, and in some cases your shoes. We didn't have boots. I took my ring off and I rolled it up in my sleeve, I believe, so that I never, from then on, I became very, very protective of the ring. Never to pull it out and look at it or anything else, but I knew where it was. I was in very, very bad health in the prison camp, and there was no medicine, no way of improving your health. And I was teamed up with Henry Leitner and Otis Morgan. Henry was a class of 37, Otis a class of 38. And almost everyone had been stripped of all their personal possessions, especially things like watches, rings, shoes, things of that nature. But I'd managed to keep my ring hidden. And I never pulled it out. I always had it tied up in a little piece of rag, put somewhere, some place, another. And then when it got to where I was going to have to be put over in what they call the hospital area in the 0 ward, because that's where they took people that couldn't do anything for us, and no one ever returned from there. Henry and Otis took care of me personally, and Otis learned a little bit of Japanese, and he became what we call an in-charge. Otis was able to let it be known that he knew of a gold ring for trade for food, and they mixed up chicken and rice, and they spoon-fed me because I had this, couldn't see very well for one thing, but I responded to that so well, my appetite was restored, my eyes cleared up, my feet cleared up, and I was whole again, so to speak. Well, I've often thought about my little gold ring, which I'd hidden for so long, and I had no qualms about turning it over to Otis for this exchange because there was nothing else that could be done. But I've always thought about that ring, and when I was married in 1947, my wife, as an engagement present, had my brother, who was a Clemson graduate, replace the ring. The representative, Mr. Waters of the graduate of Duke University, who is the contract person for the makers of the Clemson ring, at a very great surprise to me at the ring ceremony, presented me with this ring. And I've had it ever since, naturally, and take a great pride and glory in having a ring that fits and one that I'm very, very proud of. That's what's so remarkable about this story. I love to tell it because as I describe this turnaround from the benefits of the ring, it's saved my life. And that's, people, I think sometimes don't realize how serious I am when I say that it saved my life.
President Clements and the Clemson ring recipients, I regret that I am unable to personally attend this special occasion that bonds each of us together. Today is very special for you and me. I extend to you my best wishes for good health, success, and happiness, and my personal motto, ever loyal.
Wow, what a powerful story from both a Clemson and American legend. At the tender age of 104 years old, Ben Skardon is. So, heard that story many times, and each time it always stirs up a lot of emotion. It's always a pleasure to share Colonel Skardon's story so that all who wear the Clemson ring, including each of you here today, can truly understand the bond of the Clemson family and the significance of the ring. We wish Colonel Skardon could be here with us today. As he said himself, he has been present for most all of these ceremonies that we've held over 20 years, but we are at least glad he could share his special message with each of you. Students, we hope that each time that you look at the Clemson ring that will soon be on your finger from this day forward, you will recall Colonel Skardon's story, so that the ring will be a constant reminder and inspiration to use your Clemson education, your Clemson experience, as well as your Clemson spirit to be of service to others wherever you may go in life. As we prepare momentarily to present you with your Clemson ring, I want to point out something that I think you might find to be neat. So we've talked a lot today about the ring's rich history, and in fact, the video we watched just a bit ago talked about some of the design elements that help make the ring very special and help it to stand out. When you walk across this stage in just a few minutes, you'll receive a white box. Inside that white box, you will find a wooden box that contains your ring. Pay particularly close attention to that wooden box, because you see the wooden box that holds your ring was made from wood of trees that once thrived on our beautiful campus. These trees, many of which fell due to old aging root systems, spent many years as the canopy of our campus that we all walked under at one time or another. And may that box, as well as your ring, bring you fond memories of the special times you experienced at Clemson. Now, it is time to recognize and celebrate each of you, those who have earned the right to wear the Clemson ring. It's truly a significant moment in your Clemson experience. And once again, on behalf of the Clemson Alumni Association and indeed the entire Clemson family, we applaud you for this impressive accomplishment. So without further ado, please allow for the presentation of class rings to begin.
Caroline Aboud, Zoe Abruzia, Reagan Ackerman, Zoe Acuff, Chad Adair, Chase Adamek, Chandler Adams, Matilda Adams, Emily Addlestone, Shannon Adkins, Connor Albright, Richard Alderman, Addison Alexander, William Alexander, Emila Alfaro, Emma Allen, Quinn Allen, Sarah Allen, Andrew Ullman, Darby Alvarenga, Julia Alvarez, Anna Amos, Ryan Amos, Luke Anastasi, Emily Anderson, Jalen Anderson, Molly Anderson, Rachel Anderson, Luke Andrasik, Gregory Andrews, Keegan Andrews, Madeline Andrews, Sarah Andrews, Abigail Englett, John Anganetti, Madeline Anton, Mary Artis, Cameron Argo, Alexander Arias, Kaylee Arias, Mia Arlen, Allison Arnold, Bryson Arnsdorf, Henry Arvinates, Jessica Aslin, Grace Ashby, Elizabeth Ashley, Addison Atkins, Morgan Atkins, Akansh Atam, Ian All, Campbell Babb, Andrew Babkowitz, Peyton Beatty, Jake Badger, Christopher Bakey, Colton Bailey, Eddie Bailey, Ryan Bailey, Hannah Baker, Kevin Baker, Carter Ballish, Sarah Baldwin, Mary Catherine Ballantyne, Adam Ballou, Emily Ballou, John Balloon, J.T. Bandy, Kara Bain, Ava Baranowski, James Barbaccia, Ashley Bersich, Carly Barhorst, Vanessa Barilla, Kelly Barker, Sarah Barker, Jalen Barkley, Clayton Barnes, Parker Barnes, Preston Barnhill, Kirsten Barr, Malaysia Barr, Max Barr, Fabian Barrero, Connor Barrett, Blake Barinu, Sophia Berry, Coleman Barsanti, Reese Barlett, Catherine Batten, Caroline Boffman, Claudia Batista, Mary Bowens, Addison Bailey, Garrett Beal, Keith Becknell, Dakota Beats, Taylor Bahuniak, John Bell, Leah Bellamy, Jillian Bello, Sophia Bellafato, Marie Benedetti, Marissa Bennett, Jade Benson, Mary Berardino, Summer Berman, Casey Berner, Hannah Bernick, Clay Barrier, Robert Bielkowski III, Emma Bible, Lane Bickett, Hannah Bicknell, William Bilborough, Jordan Billingsley, Caitlin Billows, Riley Bingham, William Bingham, Joseph Binns, Anna Birchfield, Grant Bishop, William Bishop, Mary Chandler Black, Taylor Blake, Laura Grace Blanchard, Sabrina Blanchard, Ashton Blanton, Erin Blisnick, Sarah Blocker, Olivia Boatwright, Todd Bobang, Joshua Bobo, Caleb Boland, Julia Baumhart, Natalie Bond, Ashley Booker, Julia Boone, Emma Booth, Catherine Boozer, Kaylee Borgs, Katie Bortz, Samuel Botis, Hannah Bouchard, Cassidy Boutnight, Margaret Bowler, Alexis Bowman, Cole Bowman, Margaret Bowyer, Betsy Boyce, Gracie Boyce, Andrew Boyles, Kayla Braden, Lauren Bradford, James Bradham, Kate Brady, Kelly Brady, Logan Brady, Gabe Braga, Alexis Bragg, Jaden Branch, Benjamin Brandeis, Daniel Brandt, Jason Brantley, Hannah Braswell, Sarah Bratton, Amanda Brakefield, Antoinette Brennan, Chase Brennan, Kate Brett, Jessica Brewer, Kiana Bryce, Paige Bridgman, Annie Briggs, Emma Bright, David Brinson, Jordan Britt, Matthew Britt, Noah Britt, Ashlyn Brooks, Lila Brooks, Charlie Brooks Neffley, Matthew Brulett, Eliza Brown, Garrett Brown, Glenn Brown, Jasmine Brown, Jasmine Brown, John Brown, Ryan Brown, Thomas Brown, Timothy Brown, Thomas Browning, Wells Bruce, Sean Bruno, John Mark Bryan, Blake Bryant, Brett Bryant, Philip Bryant, Sophie Bryden, Mary Kate Butchert, Trent Bukic, Ryan Buckaloo, Kathleen Buda, Logan Budzinski, Miles Buell, Zach Bull, Nicholas Bullock, Kendall Budrick, Kristen Bunton, Elizabeth Burbage, Joel Burgess, Grace Bergen, John Burkett, Jennifer Burns, Joshua Burris, Lindsay Burrows, Kaylee Busby, Jack Bushelman, Alan Butler, Cameron Buzzard, Madeline Bynum, Jamie Bird, Scott Byrudy, Adeline Kaggle, Wesley Kaggle,
Megan Cahill, Olivia Kane, Stephen Kane, Jane Chaika, Carly Calder, Ansley Caldwell, Kenneth Caldwell, Michael Caldwell, Rachel Kales, Alina Calicut, Caroline Callahan, Georgia Callahan, Anna Callaway, Madison Callanan, Andrea Calvanche Wian, Parker Calvert, Maria Eduarda Camargo, Audrey Campbell, Bryson Campbell, Tori Campbell, Julia Cannell, Liam Canavan, Jessica Candid, Whitner Can, Adelaide Cannon, Christian Canty, Chloe Caples, Julia Capello, Robert Capps, Brendan Carberry, Alyssa Carfagno, Hamilton Carlin, Libby Carpenter, Sydney Carpenter, Dylan Carr, Anna Carriero, Connor Cheppel, Ian Carson, Catherine Carswell, Rachel Carter, Davis Castle, Caleb Cassidy, Maddie Castle, Sophie Catanzaro, Mary Kate, Samuel Cato, Wayne Cato III, Alexandra Kavanaugh, Layla Kanak, Matthew Kaywood, Ellie Cecil, Katie Cecil, Georgia Cervenka, William Chandler, Eliza Chastain, Carter Cheek, Ryan Cheek, Taylor Cheros, Nicholas Chesser, Andrew Chesney, Yuhen Chang, Ryan Childress, Crystal Childs, Alana Choate, Matthew Ciancarelli, William Clare, Thomas Clancy, Alexis Clark, Garrett Clark, Hannah Clark, Spencer Davis, Jackson Collins, Greg Albano, Mary Clayton, Olivia Cloud, Amelia Cobb, Brendan Cody, Carly Coffin, Cameron Coggins, Connor Cohen, Madeline Coker, Kate Cola, Kendall Cole, Samuel Coleman, Savannah Collier, Jackson Collins, Nicholas Colvin, Austin Cromer, Tyrell Commander, Shannon Condon, Matthew Condry, Kaylin Confer, Amber Conley, Seth Conover, Andrew Cook, Kendall Cook, Lauren Cook, Ryan Cook, Davis Cooney, Olivia Cooney, Gianna Cooper, Julia Cooper, Ryan Cooper, Anna Copeland, Kendall Copeland, Leslie Carell, Quinn Corrigan, Keesler Cottingham, Jared Cotton, Lauren Coughlin, Maddie Counts, James Cox, Francesca Coyne, Camden Cousins, Stuart Crandall, Andrew Kane, Isabella Crisili, Samuel Crawford, Elizabeth Creedon, Brianne Cregan, William Crenshaw, Peyton Creswell, Rachel Cribb, Julia Krim, Hannah Cromer, Nora Cronin, Faith Crumley, Anna Cunha, Daisha Cummingham, Cram Cummingham, Paul Cummingham, Claudia Curtin, Jesse Cushman, Precious Faye Castudo, Cassandra Sentnar, Nicole D'Amato, Emily Dale, Megan Daly, William Dammers, Kate Dencher, Edie Darnell, Alexandra Da Silva, Graham Davidson, William Davies, Ansley Davis, Billy Davis, Joshua Davis, Julian Davis, Catherine Davis, Matthew Davis, Olivia Davis, Trey Dawkins, Talmadge Day, Olivia Dayberry, Sabrina DeAbru, William DeBout, Rebecca DeCamp, Peter DeChaplin, Lorenzo DeCiso, Grace Deckley, Riley DeCraft, Francisco DeVale, Samuel DeLicker, Eldon DeLong, Matthew Damaris, Anthony DeNave, Jonathan DeHire, Megan Dennis, Grace Denton, Jacob Denton, Claire DePaul, Michaela Derrick, William DeRusha, Aaron DeSantis, Bailey Deskins, Jacob Detrick, Abby DeWolf, Molly DeAntonio, Natalie Diaz, Nick DeBella, Addison Dix, Sarah Dixon, Gianluca DiGiovanni, Mary Evelyn Dillard, Ryan Dillon, John DeMarco, Daniela DiPietro, Stephen DiRamondo, Cameron DeSasha, Ryan DeVenny, Alexander Todd, Sam Todd, William Todd, Jason Dodge, Mackenzie Dolan, Emery Doppelhauer, Haley Doran, Eric Dorsch, Ire Dosamundo, Savannah Doty, Jared Douglas, Connor Douglas, Michael Dodal, Brooke Draghi, Elizabeth Drayton, Kaylin Driscoll, Joshua Driscoll, Samuel Drummond, Tyler Dry, Matthew DeBose, Zachary Dudas, Laura Dudley, Grace Duff, Albert Duke III, James Duncan, Summer Duncan, Zachary Dunlap, Garrett Dunlap, Rebecca Dunn, Hamlin Dupree, Kaya Dupre, Isabel Durham, Abigail Dwelly, Cole Earl, Caroline Earl, Nathaniel Eberling, Robert Eccles, Lauren Edens, Grayson Edwards, Carolina Effinger,
Henry Egloff,
Ryan Elder, Mark Elkins, Drew Elliott, Miles Elliott, Claire Ellis, Ryan Elmajan, Scott Elmore, Trenton Elmore, Jalen Emmon, Emma Anake, Brandon Engstrom, Caitlin Eppinger, Michael Epting, Matthew Erickson, Sarah Irvin, Michael Isaiah, Amanda Esposito, William Esposito, Reese Etimble, Andrew Eubanks, Coleman Eubanks, Braylon Evans, John Evans, Joshua Evans, Valerie Evans, Shiloh Iyabe, Alex Aister, Zach Fonley, Jennifer Famulary, Sarah Fonzie, Caitlin Fandridge, Kendall Farmer, Emily Farrell, Jocelyn Fogel, Dylan Falk, Alex Faulkner, Mary Featherston, Kennedy Fee, Caroline Feely, Charles Feelig, Shemaiah Felder, Sarah Feller, Megan Felt, Cortasia Felton, Robert Fendley, Tyler Fennell, Jeremiah Fenner, Hannah Ferguson, Madeline Ferguson, Tavis Ferguson, Elise Ferkler, Sabrina Fernandez, David Ferrara, James Fiddler, Natasha Fiddler, Sierra Field, Lauren Fink, Caden Finn, Isabella Fiorentino, Allison Fisher, Cameron Fishburne, Brendan Fisher, Rebecca Fleetwood, Marina Fleming, Mackenzie Floyd, Felder Fogel, Brandon Ford, Sydney Ford, Rachel Fornell, William Forney, DeBose Fort, Hunter Fortner, Will Fortner, Anthony Foster, Ethan Foster, Graham Foster, Kaylin Fouché, William Fowler, Amanda Fox, Veronica Fraley, Peyton Fralix, Aaron Francis, Justin Francis, Caitlin Frank, Lauren Franklin, James Franklin Jr., Jasmine Franks, Madeline Franovich, Jane Frazier, Lauren Freed, Caitlin Freeman, Martin Connor Freeman, Kendall French, Carter Fricks, Hannah Fugate, Jamar Fullard, Alexandria Fuller, Caroline Fuller, Sarah Fuller, Krista Fullerton,
Kylie Fulton, Josephine Fumo, Emma Gabriel, Holden Gabriel, Jessica Gagliardi, Joseph Gagnon, Mary Foster Gillard, Banks Gaines, Mary Rose Gaines, Jordan Gall, Zeke Galloway, Leanna Gambrell, Dharma Gant, Anna Scott Gardner, Lindsay Gardner, Logan Gardner, Jared Gardo, Eleanor Gardzala, Abby Garland, Fulton Garner, Cole Garnett, Anna Gaskins, Grant Gaskins, Olivia Gasper, Ava Gassel, Kendall Gassman, Emma Gaston, Eric Gaiman, Catherine Getty, Meredith G., Alexander Geisler, Jake George, Mary Sidney George, Justin Girding, John Geddes, Bryson Gent, Riley Gibson, Sarah Gibson, Abby Gillespie, Caroline Gillespie, Julia Gilstrap, William Geoffrey, Drew Gersovich, Christopher Gleaton, Kayla Gleaton, Jessica Glover, Lauren Glowacki, Samantha Gamitru, Marion Godbold, Abigail Goddard, Victoria Getzinger, Abigail Goforth, Nicholas Greco, Kishana Goins, Samai Gomez, Christopher Gonzaga, Aaron Gonzalez, Emma Gonzalez, Julia Good, Katie Goodman, Ansley Goodwin, Patrick Goodwin, Bailey Gordon, Jacob Gordon, Logan Gore, Jordan Gorey, Jake Gottlieb, Catherine Gavani, Michael Graff, Manning Graham, Sophia Graham, Rachel Grams, Fernando Granda, Lauren Grotto, Gary Green, Hannah Green, Madison Green, Michael Green, Andrew Green, Mary Elizabeth Green, Molly Greenway, Danielle Gregory, Christian Grenchie, Alexis Grulich, Lydia Griebel, Harrison Griffin, Katie Griffin, Peyton Griffin, Mary Griggs, Mackenzie Grimsley, Madison Grizel, Pearson Groom, William Groth, Amanda Grottos, John Rozier, Kirsten Grubbs, Hannah Gaida, Jordan Guion Brooks, Kendall Geyer, Margaret Guyton, John Gwynn, Connor Haberman, William Habig, Kyle Hagan, Abria Hagler, John Hagler, Ellen Hale, Leandra Hairston, Luke Hale, Sean Hale, Alex Hall, Elizabeth Hall, Pierce Hall, Sam Hall, Marissa Haller, Austin Halupnik, Natalia Hamilton, Tiffany Hamilton, Rebecca Hammond, Stephen Hammond, Spencer Handler, Connor Handy, Carson Hanaho,
Alex Hennigan, Elizabeth Hanson, Ellen Harcum, Paige Hardick, Samantha Harden, Owen Hargrave, Jenna Harkins, Nicholas Harold, Jules Harper, John Harrelson, Anna Harris, Hannah Harris, Hope Harris, Jackie Harris, Roger Harris, Anna Harrison, Caroline Harrison, Katerina Harrison, William Harrison, Lillian Hart, Seth Hartkey, Jay Hartmans, Elizabeth Hanneman, Allison Harvey, Noah Harvin, Charlie Haskell, Ajay Hassani, Eleanor Hatcher, Dawson Hatfield, Melissa Howder, Briar Hawkins, Annalise Hawkinson, John Hayes, Walker Hammond, Rashay Haynes, Dylan Hayes, Coriana Hayes, Caroline Healy, Matthew Hegler, Adelaide Heigl, Lily Heinold, David Heller, Aaron Helsel, Caroline Henderson, Claire Henderson, Elizabeth Henderson, Rebecca Henderson, Ryan Henderson, William Henderson, Caroline Hendricks, Robert Henke, Allison Henry, Charles Henry, Taylor Herbert, David Herman, Hannah Herring, Preston Hayes, Jalen Hicks, Anna Caroline Higgins, Andrew Hildreth, Caitlin Hill, Riley Hill, Amaya Hill Montgomery, Mackenzie Hills, Lydia Hurd, Ryan Hawkstra, Caitlin Hodge, Riley Hodge, Jessica Horner, Days Hoffman, Gabrielle Hoffman, Michael Hoffman, Parker Hoffman, Caleb Hogg, Lauren Hogg, Bethany Holden, Avery Holder, Madison Holford, Delaney Holland, Kevin Holly, Sarah Holliday, Savannah Hollifield, Lauren Hollingsworth, Haley Holmes, Timnesha Holmes, Ben Holt, Courtney Holt, Emma Holt, Kemp Hooper, Mallory Hooper, Olivia Hopper, Sabrina Hosmer, Laramie House, Meredith Hovart, Alyssa Howard, John Howard, Christian Howard, Madison Howard, Sydney Howard, Simmons Howard, Sydney Howell, Elena Razinkos, Andrew Wong, Zachary Hubbarth, Emily Hudson, Hannah Hughes, Ashlyn Huguenin, Hayes Hughley, Ivy Claire Hewitt, Jessica Huminski, Delaney Humphreys, Lindsay Hundemer, James Hunt, John David Hunter, Victoria Hyde, Graham Hyman, Mason Hines, Graylee Igard, Catherine Imler, Sanders Inabinet, Kylie Ippolito, Hannah Isbell, Drew Ivy, Morgan Jakowski, Chase Jackson, Dejanay Jackson, Christopher Yeager, Thomas Jan, Julia Jakubowski, China James, Frederick James, Carlin Janice, Julia Jeffries, Madison Jenkins, Matthew Jennings, Kayla Jernigan, Leah Jetty, Suki Jang, Amy Jim, Grace Johnson, Jordan Johnson, Margaret Johnson, Megan Johnson, Riley Johnson, Thomas Johnson, Will Johnson, Emma Johnston, Reed Johnstone, Hannah Jones, Laban Jones, Mary Owen Jones, Elliot Jordan, Hannah Laura Jordan, Kinsey Jordan, Caroline Joseph, Justin Joseph, Benjamin Judd, Kaylee Judge, Rebecca Julian, Abby Justice, Andrew Kazmarek, Hannah Cadets, Colin Kane, Malia Kanashigi, Hannah Kane-Kulfritz, Alexandra Kotrovitz, Alexandra Karcher, Kennedy Kashmiri, Stefan Kasper, Bennett Katarzinski, Hannah Cates, Alexis Kaufman, Alina Kozmi, Kevin Keeney, Benjamin Keith, Mallory Keith, Brandon Keller, Michael Keller, Brooklyn Kelly, Hayden Kelly, Walter Kelly, Cooper Kelly, Nolan Kettinger, Sarah Kennedy, Stephen Kent, Hannah Kenzer, Andrew Cowan, William Kepper, Brantley Kearns, Kevin Kerr, Hannah Khatib, Abby Kibler, Jacob Kidd, Nathan Kidd, Benjamin Keister, Tyler Killian, Jade Killian, Samantha Kimball, Trevor Kimbrell, Shania Kennard, James Kinley, Megan Kinner, Arlena Karakides, Kelsey Kirkland, Robert Kirkland, Porter Curvin, Savannah Kitowitz, Catherine Kitzin, Maddie Klinger, Cole Nebels, Jackson Knight, Will Knight, Charles Noland, Jessica Knox, Caroline Coe, Jacob Kolvar, Hannah Kondratik, Kyle Kanicki, Jacqueline Constanti, Zachary Kontanakos, Abigail Grug, Parker Cook, Adam Cummits, Celia Kurtz, Mackenzie Kurtz, Molly James, Christopher Casey, Nick Boone, Thomas Carroll,
Good morning. I'm Greg Morton, and I'm the president of the Clemson Alumni Association Board of Directors. It's always such a pleasure to participate in the ring ceremony, and it's extremely special to be a part of this one. To our speakers and members of the stage party, to the Student Alumni Association members and the alumni staff, thank you for helping us honor these new wearers of the Clemson ring. Each of you went to great lengths for many months planning this ceremony so that all of us could be here today. To our family members and our guests, it means a great deal to these students and all of us that you were able to be here to celebrate this moment. And to those of you who are now wearing those shiny new rings, I can't pass up this opportunity to remind you that the Clemson Alumni Association is your lifelong connection to Clemson. As long as you're in touch with the Alumni Association, we'll keep you in touch with Clemson. I hope that you'll always remember Clemson and what it has done for you so that you can help future Tigers have the same Clemson experience that you've had. For now, wear your Clemson ring with your class year facing you. When you graduate, have another alum or family member turn your ring around and place it on your finger, and then shout to the world, "I went to Clemson." As I close out the program, just a reminder, family and guests, please exit the arena through the main entrance where you entered and meet your student outside once everyone has exited the building. Please do not make your way to the student seating areas. To our students, please exit the arena through the loading dock, the same location where you entered the building. As you're leaving through the loading dock, you will receive your congratulatory ring crest glass from the Clemson Alumni Association and Student Alumni Council. And if you're able to visit downtown Clemson before you head home, I'd like to encourage you to consider supporting our local businesses. Many of them have felt the impact of COVID-19 and they could use your support. Finally, best wishes from the Alumni Association as you approach graduation and move to the next stage of your Clemson experience. Now, if you would, please stand and join me as we sing the Clemson University alma mater.
Well done, sir. I'd like to shout out for the business.
Travel safely and go Tigers!